Hi everyone, welcome. I'm Joyce Whitman, a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator with Stampin' Up! My blog name is stampinscrapper.com. You can also find me on Pinterest, Instagram, and YouTube under Stampin' Scrapper. Tonight I have a fun project, but we're going to do a little something different too tonight. So this is the project that we're going to be making. Now I made these for, or I should say Robin and I made these for the holiday extravaganza. And one of my team members actually said, I want to learn how to make this. And I thought, well, great, I can do it on my Facebook Live tonight. I'll show how I made this. It's just cute little, I put Velcro here, you can put chocolates in it. This one has Hershey Kisses in it. You can put whatever you want in here. Even a gift card would fit in here. So I thought, well, I'll just show how to make this. Looked all over for my template for it. Cannot find it. Great. So how do I make this? And I don't want to tear it apart. I want to keep it the way it is. But how do I figure out how to make this? Well, that's what I'm going to teach you tonight. I'm going to teach you how to figure it out and figure out the measurements. And then we're also going to make it. So let's go ahead and get started. So tonight, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be using a couple of different things tonight. We're not going to make a Halloween one. This time I'm actually going to be using products out of the annual catalog. Now, what we're going to do today is we're going to use the Label Me Pretty. We're going to use this You Are the Best. Whoops, Blair, You Are the Best. We're going to use this one right here. Now, we're also going to be using on page, let's see here, let me flip it. Oh. Page 37 of the Magnolia Lane Suite. We're going to be using the ribbon here. It's called the Magnolia Lane Ribbon Combo Pack, but I'll show you a bigger picture of that soon. And here is, let me show you the bigger picture of the ribbon while I'm talking about it. Here is a bigger picture of the ribbon. It's on page 174. And it comes with the tan and the, oh my goodness, linen thread. Drew a blank. I knew it was at Baker's Twine. So here is the woven thread ribbon, and here is the linen thread. And we're actually going to be using the linen thread tonight on our project. So, and then what we're going to use is, I went to my designer series paper from the annual catalog, and I thought I want to use something totally different. So we're actually going to use the Pressed Petals designer paper, and we're going to be using this beautiful, look how beautiful that is, especially the blue. Oh my goodness, I love it. Now, with this, it says on the back of it that it goes with the blueberry bushel, which it looks, whoops, let me get this over here so you can see, which it looks very nice. I like that. But you know what I like even better? The Night of Navy. I really love the Night of Navy. So we're going to use Night of Navy tonight on ours. Now, there is one other thing I do want to show you, and you'll see when we get started, but I want to go over it a little bit, is our new trimmer. As a demonstrator, we got to order these. Oh, you can see my lights. We got to order these in advance. And hi, Francis. Oh, hello from Australia. Good morning to you. So thankful that you could join me today. Now, as a demonstrator, we can order the products ahead of time. It's called pre-order. And we were able to order the new trimmer that's coming out. Now, this is a lot alike, a lot of different. So I'm going to show you, it's about the same size. You have a hole right here, though, that you can hang it, and it's lighter. It's quite a bit lighter than the other one. Now, what I like about this one is it has the measurements here. It also has the measurements here. I'm going to have to turn this because I don't have enough room. My camera's right here. And it also has the measurements here. So you're going to get, you got 3 measurements here. And you have the metric and the imperial on here. You also have your measurements right here. Now, with this one, I will tell you, this one cuts a lot better than our last one, and you can cut multiple sheets on this. Now, I've only tried it with 2 cardstock, but I've done 3 designer series paper on here. And I'm hearing people saying they can cut 3 cardstocks. Now this is your arm. Let me, like I said, sorry, I got it set up to do the project. You're gonna pull it out like this and you bring it around and it goes out all the way to 17 inches, which is very nice. And so you have the metric up here, you have the imperial here, and it's nice and long and goes up here. Now, when you bring this back down though, this is what's cool, is it has a little lip right here. And that is great if you're cutting. So say I'm using my big 12 by 12 paper that I had my designer series paper. And I'm going to put it in here. And I'm gonna, now this lifts up a little bit harder than our other one because it doesn't have a lock. Like our other one had a lock up here, this one does not. But you can butt this right up to this, and right there, you're at 6 inches. Perfect. You don't have to worry about it. Now, I will say that is great in some ways, and then in other ways, because of the way I use it, I will cut my paper and I will try to brush it off. I can't because of this lip here. So what you either do, you need to either open it up or push it the other way. So it's just something to get used to. But these do glide a lot better. Now this track does not come out. It is skinnier. The track is skinnier and it's deeper. Now, one thing you do want to make sure with this is that you glide this back and forth. Do not push it down. Don't go down like this. You want to just glide it back and forth. Now with the scorer, I do push it down just a little bit to get a deeper score, but I did that on the old one too. Just for habit, I don't know, but to put it down. But you don't want to push your blade down because it'll push it down too far in the track and it's going to damage your blade, and you do not want that. Now these will be available for everyone on November 1st. You will be able to order these, and guess what? They're cheaper than our old one. They are $25, and it is definitely worth it. You will want to get one. I've enjoyed playing with it and getting used to it. And we'll be using it tonight too. Okay, so let's get back to our box. I just want to grab my papers here. I have them where I need them. Put those right there. Okay, so here's our box. How do we determine what size it is or how to make it? So the first thing is I did not want to destroy that. I knew that. So I'm looking at this and I'm sitting here going, okay, I can figure out these measurements. So let's do that. So I looked inside, and right here, I can show you, right here is where, see, I have the tab to put it together. So I knew that was a 1/2 inch. So actually I'm going to write on, let me grab a quick piece of paper. So I knew that was a 1/2 inch. So we're going to write that down. We knew that. Then this measures, let's get out my ruler. That measures 1 inch. Okay, so we got 1 inch there. Then we have 2 3/4. And we're going to have another inch here on this side. And we're going to have another 2 3/4. So if you add all of those together, you're going to get 2, 4, 6, 6.5, 8 inches. So you're going to get 8 inches. Thank you, Anne. Glad you could join us tonight. So you're going to get 8 inches. So you know that we're going to need 8 inches to go around the box. But how far is it here? Well, this is where we're going to come in and we're going to use our ruler. So we know this is 1 inch. Well, how long is this part? Well, this part is 4 1/4. So we have 1 inch, we have 4 1/4, and we have another inch on the bottom. So we have 6 1/4 inches. So now we know our box is going to be 6 1/4 by 8 inches. Awesome. Woohoo! We got it. Now, how do we figure out our score lines? So on the 6 inch side, we're going to do the 6 1/4 inch, which is this side. So we know we need to do it an inch in. You're going to have 4 1/4 and an inch in. So if it's 6 1/4, that means we're going to have to do an inch and an inch in from the 6 1/4 is going to be 5 1/4. So that's going to be our measurement. So that's going to be 1 here. So let me line this up. So you're going to have your 1 inch, go another 4 1/4, and that's at 5 1/4 inches. So that we know that's our measurements for that one. But how do we figure out the measurements for this? Well, it's the same way. So let me write this down. So I hope if I'm going too fast or you have questions, please let me know so I can slow down and re-explain it again a different way. So we know we have our 1/2 inch right here. So we know we're going to score it at a 1/2 inch. Okay, well, this is an inch. So we already had a 1/2 inch. Now we're going to go an inch, so that means it's going to score at an 1.5 inches. Then we're going to have 2 3/4. So an 1.5 inches and 2 3/4 is going to get us 4 1/4. So we're now here, we're at 4 1/4. Hi, Debbie. Thank you for joining me. Now so we're at 4 1/4. We have another inch. So we know we need to score at 5 1/4. And then this is going to bring us out to our 8 inches. So what we're going to do then is we're going to cut our paper at 6 1/4 by 8. And then on our 6 inch side, 6 1/4 inch side, we're going to score it at 1 inch and 5 1/4. And then on our 8 inch side, we're going to score it at 1/2 inch, 1.5, 4 1/4, and 5 1/4. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut the paper and show you what I'm talking about. Let me grab my big piece of paper here. So, oops, I'm just going to set that off to the side. Move that a little bit so I can stick my arm out here on my trimmer. Now this is a little bit longer than our other one. Our other one was 14 inches. This one is 17 inches, so it is a little bit longer. Okay, I was like, what happened to my screen kind of went yellow on me, so I was sorry about the pause there. Okay, so what we want to do is, since this is going to be, what I'm working with is 8.5 by 11. Now our paper needs to be 6 1/4 by 8. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to first turn this and I'm going to cut this at 6 1/4. Now remember our old trimmer, when the arm came out, it didn't have markings. Let me bring this up. I don't know if you can see this. It has markings right here so you can see it. So the 6 1/4 inch is going to go right here. I'm going to go ahead and cut it. See how easy that cuts? Woohoo! Okay, now we're going to turn this and we're going to make it at 8 inches. So I can line it up at 8 inches here, or you have the 1/2 inch mark here. So usually what I will do, because it's smaller side, I'm going to line it up here, cut, and voila, we're done. Now, you can score it on here, or you can use your Simply Score. I like, for when I do 3D projects, I like to use my Simply Score. So we're going to bring that out. Okay, so now let's do our 6 1/4 inch side first. There we go. Sorry. Okay, should have set this up a little bit further back today. I forgot we were using this, but we will make it work. Okay, so on the 6 1/4 inch side, we are going to score at 1 inch because this is going to be either the top and the bottom, and then at 5 1/4. So we have 1 inch on each side. Then we're going to turn it, and we're going to do it at 1/2 inch. That's our piece that's going to be our tab to connect it. Then we're going to do 1 1/2 inch because we got to do another inch for our side. Then we're going to do 4 1/4. This is going to be our 2 3/4 inch side. Another inch for the side, so that's going to be 5 1/4. And this will be 2 3/4. So that is going to give us our box. So now you have your box. This is our side that we're going to use to adhere it right here. This is that piece right in here. Our side, front or back, side, front or back. So what we're going to do now is, I like to do my trimming before I burnish it. Some people like to burnish first. I personally like to do it where I cut first and then burnish. So I like to put the smallest piece right here on my right hand side. Now we're going to get rid of this section. Whoops, hold on. I have a template here. I did that backwards. We want this on our left hand side, this side, the skinny side on our left hand side. But what we're going to do is we're going to angle that little piece here, and we're going to cut this section out here because this is going to be our bottom. And then we're going to angle this too because just the flaps will go in better. So we're going to cut these. Oh, you're very welcome, Wynn. Thank you for joining me tonight. I hope it made sense. So then we're going to go ahead and I'm going to do that on all of the score lines, just on the bottom here. We're actually going to be cutting off quite a bit of the top. Okay, so let's get rid of our garbage. Okay, so now for the top, what I want to do here is I want to cut this again for the flap. Whoops, I want to angle it this direction. Now, this is where this is one thing that I kept looking at it to make sure I did it right before I showed you. But, so my tab is right here. There it is. Then this is going to be my side right here. This is going to be the front of my box right here. This is the tab, side, front. So what I want to make sure is that I am cutting out, I'm leaving this tab, but I'm getting rid of all of the tabs that go around here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut all, I'm going to go down here this way, because I want to keep this tab, but I want to get rid of all the other tabs. Okay, and then I'm going to go down here and cut it, and then cut across too. So we're getting rid of all of those. Okay, so throw those away. Now, I am going to go ahead now and burnish it. Go ahead and take this. Okay, so we'll fold this down. On 3D boxes, I always burnish, and I push, not real hard, but firm. I have a firm push on this because I want those creases to be sharp. Okay, so now, as you can see on here, I did the corner round. So what I'm doing is I'm going to take my trio punch. Okay, I want to use a corner round, but I want to do it just on here, but it's not going to fit. How do I do that? So what you're going to do is you're going to tuck this side in. So we're just going to tuck it in underneath like that. We're going to go ahead and stick this in, and it will fit. Push it down and push. Now remember, when you use this, push in the middle, not on the end. Now we're going to do the same thing again. We're going to bring this around. We're going to tuck it underneath, and we're going to push it in and push down. And there we have our rounded corners. It just, to me, gives it a little nicer finish. But you do not have to do that if you do not want to. Now, okay, we're done with this one. Let me move this out of the way. Put it over there. Okay, so now we want to get our tear and tape. We are definitely going to be putting on a piece right here. So we want to find the end. And when I'm doing boxes, I like to put it near the score line, because that is where it could come apart easy. So I like to put it right there. Take my gift card, push it down hard. There, now it's sealed. Now, okay, so here's another thing. I knew I needed to put it there. If my box is going to go like this, that makes sense. Well, I kept looking at my box. I'm like, oh my gosh, did I do the wrong thing? Because I'm thinking this is in the front. And I'm like, wait a minute, no, this is the front, because we're folding this flat back. So since this is going to be our front, we want this flap right here to go on last. So we're going to flip this over, and we're going to put our tape right here. So it's the biggest one next to our side tab. So on here, because I'm not sure what I'm going to put in mine yet. Well, I know for here, for the video what I'm putting in here, but I'm not sure when I give this away what I'm going to put in here yet. So I'm going to put 2 because I want to make sure they're secure. Now, before I put anything together, this is when I like to put my DSP on, my designer series paper. So if you ever hear me say DSP, I'm talking about designer series paper. So I got out a beautiful piece of that pressed petals designer series paper, and I will tell you, I did purposely cut around this paper, this flower, because see how they have groups of flowers on here, and I really wanted that to be the center point, focal point on here, because I wanted it near the bottom, because I'm going to put my sentiment up here. So I'm going to put this on now, and I'm just using snail adhesive for this one. You don't have to put anything really stronger than this on here. Okay, now remember my trick? Let's see, let me fold this down, fold this in so you can kind of, that's not going to work. Okay, so hopefully you can see. You want to take your 3 sides here and center this on those 3 sides. So I have the same amount of glue showing on all 3 sides. Put your finger here, drop it, and press it down, and you are perfectly centered on your paper. Now, because this is a square box, it will fit flat. So what you want to do is go ahead and take off your tear and tape. Oh my goodness, I'm having a hot flash. It's hot in here all of a sudden. Woo! Don't you just love those? Okay, so there we go. We have our box. Now we want to go ahead and tuck in our bottom, our 2 tabs, tuck in this piece. And we're going to go ahead and take it off here. Hey, my nails kind of match the, I bet they'd match the blueberry bushel. We'll have to bring it back out and see. Last week was our 31st anniversary, and my husband likes the blue nails, so I got them purposely for him, but he said he likes the lighter color. Okay, I can do that. So, but how do we get it to close now? See how it closes nice? So what you're going to do is you're going to just gently, I'm going to do this direction so you can see better. You're gently going to push in on here like this. I know it's with the blue, it's hard to tell. Let's see. I'm just gently pushing in here on the sides, and I'm going to squeeze it. So gently push in and just squeeze it down, and you're going to squeeze it tight. And I only went down maybe that far where I was squeezing because I wanted to leave this part flat, but you can tuck it in a little bit if you want. It's up to you how far down you want to go with your crease. I'm just going like this with my finger, and it's kind of pushing it in, but it's not creasing it. And then the tap's going to come over like this. So see, we already have our beautiful paper on it. Look how pretty that is. Isn't that pretty? So how do you keep this closed? Well, you guys know me and my Velcro dots. Love my Velcro dots. So these are the ones I use. They're the 3/8 inch. I use these a lot on my boxes and things, but that's the ones that I use. So what I do is, I'm not sure why this one has 2 and that only has 1. I put them together right away. So they're together. Then I'm going to put it on here. That's where it's easiest to put it on the flap first. Push it down. Tear this off. Oops. Come on. Tear it off. Then you can close your box and push it down. And you will have it exactly where you want it. Now the first time, be gentle, lifting it up. I kind of use my nail, and then I push it down real hard. And this one I'm going to squeeze. There. Perfect. Okay, so now let's make our sentiment. Let's go ahead and get these out of our way. Now I tried for the sentiment tonight. I knew I wanted to use the You're the Best out of the, whoops, let's go like this. out of the Label Me Pretty stamp set. I knew I wanted to do the You're the Best. So I started playing. Do I want it on cream? Do I want it on green? Do I want it on yellow? There was nothing that I liked where it was on, what color it was on. It just didn't look right. So then I thought, okay, I'm going to go on Pinterest and see what colors are other people putting these with, because I figured that gives you ideas. I always go there looking for inspiration. And a lot of them took, this is also paper from the same designer series paper. It has the green on this side, but it has the burlap on this to go with the burlap on that. Perfect. So I thought, okay. So then I started playing with it. So I thought, well, I stamped it in the green first to try to pull out the green. Then I did the yellow on that. Don't do yellow on this. It does not show up very well. And then I used the Night of Navy. Look how pretty that shows up on that. I really liked that. So I thought, okay, we'll do that one. Remember to always clean your blocks so you don't get ink on your project, and close your ink pads. And how do I know that? Because I've done it 50 million times. So then I was trying to figure out what circles I wanted, what punches did I want to do. So I ended up with, oh, I wanted to show you those. Where did I put those? Oh, here they are. I had shown you these in another video. Let me go back here a little bit. I had shown you my little cheat sheets in another video. So what I did was, I did this with my team at one of our team meetings. I took all of our current labels, punches, and we punched them out on here, and then I laminated it, and we wrote what label it was. So when I was looking for labels, I was playing, well, do I want that one? No, too big. No, too big. That one wasn't bad, but I wanted to put a mat on the back of it. So I thought, no, not that one. So then I started playing with my circles. So then, nope, that's too little. Hey, that fits pretty good. I like that. And then I could do the 1.5 inch. Let's try that. See if it works. And that is a great, I use that all the time. I am constantly pulling those out to use. So I went ahead and I did the 1 3/8 inch scallop punch. And then I did the 1.5 inch out of the Night of Navy. And this is what it looks like. And I thought, I like that a lot. So we're going to use that. I'm just using snail adhesive on this. Bring the box in here. So I thought, okay, this looks cute, but it needs something. What are we going to put on it? So I thought, well, I wanted the green. I thought, well, maybe if we brought green in it, because I wanted to pull another color. And I thought, well, I don't really have any ribbon. So I thought, well, hey, our blends, we could color. So I did try to color this, and the color came out okay, but it made this, for this ribbon, it made it really stiff for me. So I thought, no, I don't want to do that. Then I thought, well, let's play with this. So that's what I did. So what I did is I have a bow maker, and I did a triple twine. When I use linen thread, I like to do a triple bow. I just like them fuller. So I'm going to wrap this around twice or 3 times. And I'm going to go ahead. Whoops, forgot to trim that. And I am going to, now see how mine's moving around? If you have anything that's moving around like that, take your silicone craft mat, put it down, and guess what? It doesn't move around anymore. So I always go right over left, under the bridge, over, no, that's not, let me think here. Left, I go left, yes, left over right. Oh my gosh, now I'm confused. I got to do this without thinking about it. So let me, left over right, that's what I do. Go under the bridge, I go over it, we call it the bridge, and then you tie a knot. Now when you're tying your knot, you want to go across. Don't go up or down, you want to go straight across. Make sure your knot's in the middle and pull tight. And then you just lift it up and I kind of pull on the tails like that. And guess what? You have a perfect bow. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to adhere this with a dimension out because I want it to pop up a little bit. Oh, I got some little pieces. When you run out of your dimensionals, don't forget to use your little pieces on the side. Just cut them, and you can use those up too. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead. I think I kind of want it. I think do I want it in the center? I think I kind of want it up on the corner like this. Let's go just a little bit. Okay, so then I'm going to take a glue dot. Oh, I need my pick your tool. Oh, let's flip this. Okay, let's put this on here. Come back. Since this is so little, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it. I'm using my take your pick, and I'm folding it in half. It came off, so I'll just go ahead and stick it on here and turn it around. And I'm doing this upside down just because of the way I'm holding this. And I'm putting it, whoops, come back here, up here, the top. And then I'm going to go ahead and trim. I don't want the ends quite that long. And there you go. And there is your box. Now today, what I'm going to fill them with is, I don't know if you've had these, but oh my gosh, they are so delicious. They're the Hershey Caramel Apple Chocolates. Oh my goodness. They taste like green apple. They're so good. So I'm going to just, oh, let's see. I threw 5 of them in there and fold my flap over. And voila, you have a cute treat box. And there you go. How cool is that? So when you have a basic box like this, now if you got the more detailed boxes, it's going to take you a little more time to figure out exactly how it was put together. Or if it has triangle score lines, that's a little more time consuming. But you can figure it out with most of the time. I'm not going to say all the time. Most of the time, you can figure out how to do a box by looking at it and measuring it. Remember? Oh, there was something else I wanted to show. Oh, hold on. I also forgot to tell you this. 24-hour sale, stamp sale. Stampin' Up! Rarely puts on their stamps on sale, but October 23rd, 2019, 15% off, over 50 stamp sets. I will have these, the whole list and everything on my blog tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. It'll go out. It'll have the list on there, and you can check those out. Remember, Wednesday, October 23rd, 24 hours, so it'll start at midnight Mountain Time. We are in, I'm in Ohio, and we are in Eastern Standard Time. So ours will be at 2 a.m. It will start until 1:59 the next morning, Thursday morning. So, but that's exciting. I already have my list ready to go. And if you order from me, don't forget to use my October host code so that you can get a free gift from me if you order over $50. Thank you again. I hope you enjoyed how to figure out how to make a box and our treat holder tonight. Thank you very much. You guys have a great night. Love you. Bye-bye. There you go. Oh, forgot. If you could, please share my video. Okay, bye-bye again.